Good day everyone, it's Joey. I'm back really soon because as promised I've got the Grungy Tag Challenge 2026 tag journal to show you that I've been promising. So it's a work in progress, and there's only five tags so far. So what I thought we'd do at the end, if you want to hang around, is I'll do the spread for this one, the last one, the June tag. So we're halfway through, so it's probably a good time to show it. Now I've got to work on this front cover. I made this back in January out of some cardboard that some bed linen come in, and I thought that's a really nice spine. It was just like this, and so I used it. I used this grungy technique that Gail done. I'll link it, where you put all the papers, all your old scraps of papers, neutral papers, book text, music, and you spray it and you grunge it all up and you add dyes and all that. Gail's turned out a lot better, so that's why I'll link Gail's. So, and then I put some hessian. It's an invisible spine, which I like, and I really like big spines, and I need it for this because you know how big the tags are. So I'll show you, as I say, not much on the front. I probably wouldn't have done this if I was doing it now like this, but that's why I wanted to leave it quite plain, because we'll see how it all develops. And all these common pages are blank. It's exciting so far. It's a blank page. This lovely coffee dyed paper was from my friend Betty in Italy. She sent me that, which was lovely. Thanks, Betty. And I'll make pockets on here and add things and that. So I'll just show you the spreads that I've done. This was January, if you remember. It was the Lancashire Mill. So what I do is I put a side pocket on. I was intending to put these transparent pockets so the tag can sort of like be seen, because the tag I wanted to be the focal point of the spread. So I've got like a wages slip there, the tag I put in each month. And what I decided to do was create these grunge recipe cards of the sort of techniques that I used on this particular tag. So this was the rust paint techniques here, and you know, bits and that. So it's like a memory thing. So I've got one of those for each of the things. Sometimes it's the techniques, other times it's a construction. So that was that one. And then inside here on these tabs, you can see it's got corrugated, which was the prompt. And I make these journal cards, corrugated memories, with the name of the tag and where my ideas come from, or if there's a story attached, just my notes really on it. Now the next one, we go over there. Do you remember this one? It was, I think they've got a bit, that was a little notebook that went inside. So yeah, and when I take these out, it's sort of like the picture from the main tag. It's sort of there. This was February, which was Miss Havisham, and the recipe card for this was the chemical rusting, using the peroxide and layering the rust, what to do with the rust water, all that sort of thing. And this was Sonia's paper, if you remember, and that was folded, which we done the folded fan on the Miss Havisham tag. So that was there with the veil, the veil, and that. So that, and there, Folded Dreams, Miss Havisham's Lament, Satis House, Rochester, Kent, 1846. And that was my feelings about the tag. Oh, this was Sherlock. This was a favourite. Do you remember? This was, what was it? Free of something. Oh yeah, this was the idea of the free tags that I got from Tammy. And that was the journaling card that went in there with the railway station. And that. And this was the grungy recipe, the hinge tag construction, using tabs. So that's that, and that was Free of Something. And there again, sort of like the train station. That one's black and white. As I say, I don't want the pages to be too fussy because I want the tag to be the focal point. Now that's probably a good place to stop because we're at, that was the first 3 months. With this I've done 4 signatures and there's 3 tags in each signature sewn in to the thing. So it should say a Grungy Tag Journal thank you to Sonia, Claire, Shelley, Melinda and Whitney. Thank you for your lovely comments on the June tag, and a special thanks to Donna Borman for your special thanks. That was very kind of you to send that through on the special thanks on YouTube. Thank you. So that was lovely. Thanks, Donna. So April, Madame Vespera. Do you remember this one? I added some charms. Sometimes I go back and add things to the page, to the tag. And this was the grungy recipe, was the salt lift chalk fade. Oh, do you remember we rubbed the salt to get it all scratchy with the charcoal? That was fun. Dry edge fade, yeah, edging it instead of ink using charcoals. That was a journal card I thought went well with this, so I put that in and some other little bits and pieces in there, and grungy tag. So there we go. That was, so we're, see, I told you it'd be quick before, and that was me where I got the ideas from. And do you remember all about that show Carnival? That's the sort of thing I write on in there. Now, a lot of people think I make journals, but I don't know what to do with them because I don't write in journals. So many people who make journals, they're not journal writers. I don't journal as such regularly, but I make lots of notes and I keep notes, and it's a great place like this, all the ideas, you know, your ideas journal. They don't have to be physical, mate. You can journal them on your journal cards, and it doesn't have to be the traditional journaling. I suppose this is like a grungy art tag journal. I don't know. You do you. This was last month's, which was the magic wallet. Do you remember? Let's take a look at it. Where they flipped over. Mermaid that side, and then she flips over to there, so you can't see her face. That was a fun one. And that little notebook, and the rum and the bottle. I like that bottle so much. I don't usually repeat on the page what's, you know, exactly what's on the tag, but I like that so much. And that was where the ideas come from, the Jacob's ladder thing for woven and that sort of thing. So that's it. That's me, January, February, March, then into the new signature with April, May, and that leaves us June. So I'm going to do this spread today with you if you want to hang around. Okay, so should we start this one? You know, what I done last week. Be nice, I think. Be a fun one. As I say, they're really simple layouts because, you know, it's about the tag. I'll just bring this over. I've got these as my backgrounds. You know, they did appear on the tag, so I thought that'd be nice. They're not quite the same, but they're similar. They go together is what I should say. I'll just put the journal out the way because what I want to do first is some stamping on here, because I've done stamping on the tag. You know, this script. I'll link where I made the tag video last week if you haven't seen it yet. This bit I'm talking about, we're on the journaling card, where we stamp there. I want to do that on this background, but I want it in these shades, which is Sahara Sand, Crumb Cake and Soft Suede on the Stampin' Up inks. Right, so I'm just going to do it. I'm going to play around now. After I film my my video, I watched Joe, and Joe used script, you know, and she layered it. Well, Joe's always linked below on the Grungy Tags. She layered it and it looked like loads of letters spread all around now, and then she embossed it. Looks too similar. Oh, sorry if you can't see. I'm only stamping off, just testing the colours. She sort of went like this, and as they built up, when she was finished, they all looked like a pile of letters all scattered around the floor. So I thought that we'll give that a go. Hers was much better. That's sort of it there. Right, I won't spend too long on this. And we just go up here. Like that. Right, that's that bit done. It's just on the just to give the background a bit more interest. Okay, let's get this stuck in. Over here, so I'm going to put that there like that. Just make sure we're in camera on this. I'm not used to working in a journal on camera. And that'll go in like that. Then our tag I stick on there, and then I put the side pocket on here. So that'll look. I'm going to use glue on this because I don't want it. If I use, it's probably better to use glue stick, but I don't want it buckling, and I haven't got time for it to dry. So it's just when you use PVA glue on a large piece, sometimes those squiggly lines come through. It's a public holiday here today, so everyone's off. It's Monday and everyone's off, and it's for the King's birthday here in Australia. If you didn't know, we had a king. The King of Australia. We're celebrating his birthday. It's the same one as the one they have in England, or in the UK I should say. But he may be the King of the UK, but his official title here is the King of Australia. So I love saying it because in the UK they don't get a day off, which I think's really really quite funny. This is getting harder to put on now. It's getting so full. Don't you think that's ironic? Here in Australia we get the public holiday and they don't in the UK. Oh, let's come up in it. Oh no, it's right. It's just the let me go along that line. This marker. This is a well, it's like a Stampin' Up marker where you can, you know, just put it on ink and it becomes like a marker, but it's that colour ink. I don't know if they still make them. All my Stampin' Up stuff, as I've told you before, is years old. Okay, right. Next, I hope you can see this all right, because it's very, you know, this is really chunky. It's going to be a real alligator mouth, isn't it? You can imagine after 6 months. I think it'll be right, because that closes quite tight. Right, let's do the side pocket, because I've got this I want to stick down, which was the passenger list. So I had on the tag, but it was only small on the tag. So I want to, I thought I can get away with putting a large one on here. And it's some text. Probably should have inked this beforehand, but I can do it afterwards. Can't see. That's good. Rip that off. Okay. All right. So that's going to go down there like that. I'm going to have to trim that. Let's get rid of that. I know it's grungy, but still. I can't see what I'm doing if it's messy. It doesn't look very straight at all. That's better. Okay. It goes like that. I'm gonna punch a hole in that, so not a hole, you know what I mean. Well, I hope you all had a good weekend. I did, yeah. I was getting all this stuff ready and doing some of the other projects I'm working on and answering your lovely comments on YouTube. Right, okay, that's going to go on there like that. I'm covering this bottom bit up. I might just want to do a slight penciling on here. Just to give some drop shadow marks. I know, I'm mad. Right, I'm going to put this on. It won't take long, I tell you. Things don't have to take that long. Sometimes I think it takes longer preparing everything. Now I've got to say, a lot of people have been writing to me, you know, when I do the Grungy Tag Challenge, are the papers available? Well, as a lot of you know already, no, then not, it's not like a take and make. This is me just playing and inviting, well, not inviting you, you know, asking you, would you like to come along and see me making the grungy tags? So no, they're not, because I just haven't got time to make them into kits, and you know, it takes a lot more than me just using them. You know, if I'm going to put them out to the public, there's a lot more involved that has to go on. So she's going to go on there like that. I'm going to put a bit of, I think I might put a bit of text behind that. Yeah, so, you know, but what I was thinking, how about this for an idea? When this is all done in December, you know, we've finished the challenge, I'll probably show you this whole journal again, and you'll be able to see what I've done, for, you know, for the rest of the pages. And I thought at that point, I'll ask you and maybe do one of those poll things or leave things in the comments. We'll see how to do it, as to what your favourite tag was at the whole 12 months, and I'll turn that into a freebie. Put that about there. Yeah, I'll work on that to turn it into a freebie, but with the take and makes and everything else, you know, just haven't got time. But I'd love to. But I also don't want you to be bored of, you know, the freebies. Right, I'm going to decorate this now. And I've got these, which I want to go here, like the suitcase. Do you like that? Put that down there. If I put it there, you won't see the end of this. Okay, so to there, so it's just to that, and I want it as a tuck spot. Okay, right, let me get this, because I'm going to flip it round and forget what way I've got glue. So I've got glue from there down. Lost me rubber band. Yeah, so that's, you know, it's a time issue. It's the time, because you're designing digitals and everything. Oh, moan. I'm not moaning, I'd love to do it. And it's nice that people are asking for them. But yeah, whatever the favourite one is, we're let's put a little bit behind there. Okay, nearly done. I've got these little things here. I've got this, which is a passenger ticket. So let's put that up there. And I've decided that, you know, this project I'm working on, when I get to 5,000 subscribers, I'm gonna release it even if I'm not at 5,000 subscribers, because I want to do it around about August. So if I'm there or not, we're still come out of it. So I'm doing a lot of work on that, and I'm gonna have to do some videos for it ready. Oops. So that's something I'm looking forward to. I can't wait to give it to you, that's what it is. But it's big, and it goes on. You'll understand when you'll see it. It's that's nice. Cairo and Luxor, Egyptian Railways. Just this little sand here, and then I think we'll stick her in. There. This stamp appears on here, so it's like just a smaller version. So it's. I'm going to stick this down now. I could create pockets for these, but the tag's about the journal, so. Art glitter glue. I want this to show that's out of the way. A bit more towards the top. Okay, now my grungy recipe. Oh, I've got this. I thought could go in here. It's the same passenger ship that appears all through it, the SS Mediterranean Star, and that can go in there. I've got my grungy recipe, which was the blended distress edges, because there wasn't too much grungy stuff on this one. So I thought I'll make a note of that, you know, when I put the tea dye and then the vintage photo on top of it. I'm gonna just do some background stamping using this one, what I used on here, just to bring that sort of together and grunge it up a bit. Just pulls it all together a bit. Okay, right. Got this postcard. It's just this postcard and the journey space on the back, but I really liked the font and everything, and I thought I'm going to put that in here because it's really nice, isn't it? You know, it's so of the time. And I've got plenty of journaling space, as we say. Okay, now I've just got to stick this down here to form the pocket. Probably should have done that before, but just top and bottom on this. That time to glue. I think this is looking nice for it. Oh, I've got to put in my challenge thing. Let's take that out. So July rusted or painted, and I'll pop that in there as well. And then I've just got to do my journaling thing. Just want it roughly in the same place as the other ones. So that's why I made up this template. I know I'm a bit, I still can't get into the hang of things not being even on a Grungy Tag challenge. Oh let's get her over and slip that in there. Hopefully it's dry. Do you want to, should I read you what I wrote? Is that really boring? I'll just read you on this one. It says, stamped in time, June 1936, Alexandria, Egypt. The June prompt, so this is me just writing. The June prompt stamp drew me towards the marks and documents that follow a traveller around the across borders. This piece grew from the tactile pleasure of making those elements. The Egypt postcard with its sun-bleached deco charm. That was this. The warm passport. And the scattered stamps that gave everything the feel of a life in motion. Each item carried its own texture, its own quiet history, and together they began to suggest the outline of a journey. As the elements gathered, a sense of her day began to form. The Cafe Marine, let's get it out, receipt. Softened by heat and handling, grounded the piece in a single moment. A pause in the shade. A drink taken alone? A brief stillness before moving on? The passport stamps hinted at crossings and returns. The small rituals of travel that leave their marks along after the traveller has gone. The Egypt postcard added a touch of optimism, as if she meant to send it but never quite did. The story settled into place when I added the telegram left behind on the table. Its message was simple and full of possibility. Meet me in Alexandria, M. Julian. Whether she read it or it arrived too late remains unknown. That unanswered moment became the quiet centre of the piece, a life briefly caught between places. Joey, June 2026. That's the sort of... a bit embarrassing, but... that's the sort of things I put in the journal. So some of them are a bit more about the story, others are more about, you know, who gave me the ideas and where ideas come from. So we're done. We're done. What do you think? Is it a nice spread? I think so. I think so. It goes, you know, all together. I'm really liking this journal because, you know, it's full of all things you can pull out and play with. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that one. A bit of a different video, but I've been promising it. It wasn't too long after all. And a little bit of seeing how I work when the camera's off, playing around. Okay, listen, you have a fun day. Thanks for stopping by to watch this one. And I'll see you in a couple of weeks with the Take a Make floral. With the idea from my friend Betty who gave me these. Okay, hopefully it'll be that. Alright, love you lots. Love from Australia on the King's birthday day. And I'll see you soon. God bless. Bye.